Okay, I'm going to try to film this without losing my balance. This is the Harrison Street pedestrian pathway in the municipality of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. It is I don't know how heavily it's used, but there are people that definitely use this. And it has fallen into an extreme state of disrepair, especially the further down you go. There is also a point where it meets another pathway that is paved, but there's a huge bump that if you're on a bicycle, it could definitely throw you. So I want to go to the municipality to see if there's any way that this could be paved, repaved and improved, and maybe recontour that bump so that it is not an unsafe feature in the middle of this pathway. So anyway, here goes. The phone might go down to the ground for a minute while I get back on the bike, but we'll start filming and I'll take it slow. Okay, so here it is. I'm just going to kind of coast along here. You can see how the pavement starts to become very broken up. I'm not sure when this may have been paved. It certainly hasn't happened in any recent time that I can remember. Like here, the pavement's almost completely gone. It becomes more of a gravel path, which in a sense may be all that is really needed if they're looking to do this less expensively, do a crushed limestone surface like some of the rail trails have. But I think something needs to be done to smooth this out. Here is where the bump is. May not look like much, but when you're on a bicycle, you have to climb this rather steep section for a couple of feet and then negotiate that bump and turn left, and it can definitely throw you. I've had that experience. I didn't fall, but felt my balance teetering for a few seconds at one time in the past. It's also in the winter time that could probably get slippery. And a lot of people do walk. There's a trolley station down this way. The path, I'm walking now, but the path leads down to Franklin Street. And before that, there is a right-hand turn that can be made into the St. John Byzantine Catholic Cemetery, where Andy Warhol, who was a famous Pittsburgher, is buried. A fair number of people do make a so-called pilgrimage to Andy's gravesite. So I think the fact that nothing really has been spent on this pathway in recent years, and that it is used rather heavily at times to get to various places, you know, it could justify spending a few dollars to improve this thing and make it safer for everybody. So anyway, I'll walk down to where it turns into the cemetery, and if you go further down, now this road here is Franklin Street, and it leads down to Corner Road, which is a major artery. That is not very pedestrian or bike friendly, I would add that. But the interesting thing, if you hang a right into the cemetery and follow that path down past the mausoleum entrance, which I'll bring into focus here in a minute, and you hang a left there, you can go straight across onto Willow Street, which leads into Castle Shannon. But there again, that's another place that there could justify this, because people do walk down here, and if you walk down Connor Road to the right, you can maybe see that overpass over the trolley line. If you would hang a right and go up less than a quarter of a mile, you're into the Washington Junction trolley stop. And I think people would use these things if they were in better condition, and maybe even down the road remove some overhead trees to let more light in and that sort of thing for somebody going in there at night. But anyway, those are my thoughts. And I'm planning to go to the municipality and see if they would consider doing something about this.